Hi guys, my name's Bernie. I just want to talk to you about a subject or something we often mention in the fellowship, um, and it's called language of the heart. And Bill W. wrote a couple of books on language of the heart, and there's some of his stuff in the grapevine. So what it means is really that sometimes when we listen in the rooms of Alcoholics Anonymous, the language of the heart sometimes comes from not only ourselves but certainly from other people. We can somehow we listen and we can touch their hearts, or in other words they've touched ours as well, because they speak honestly and open-mindedness, and they give out that spiritual language that comes through the heart, really. And we don't have to fake it to make it anymore, because something changes in us. And when we come into AA, our thinking is a little bit, distorted. We call it that stinking thinking that causes drinking. And because we're angry and fearful sometimes. But when we come into the fellowship, as the process of time heals us through working the 12 steps, and having a spiritual awakening as a result of these steps, we kind of connect to something which gives us that channel so we can just talk the language of the heart. And it's so important. So we suffer from a spiritual malady, um, and it is the result of the disease of the spirit. In other words, we're separated. And we know that when we come into Alcoholics Anonymous, or any other fellowship, that's we've got an illness. That part of our trouble is the separation between the outside world and our families and friends, and this connection with whatever this power is that really gives us that energy and that strength to speak language of the heart. And it's lovely. And Bill W. once made a quote about language of the heart. I think, love is all. Let us always love the best in others, never the worst in them. And sometimes we realize when we come in that we were like these people as well. The pains of growing up, and the fear, and for some reason one day we just stop talking from the head, and something changes inside us, and I think we talk through something else rather than our heads. And sometimes it takes time, and if you listen to some people, they're always positive, and I think that language of the heart is very healing for others. And what it is, we're transmitting a spiritual energy, and we allow people to touch our hearts so they can get well, and then eventually they will transmit this stuff themselves. The spiritual energy will eventually radiate out of you into another person, and then that person will radiate out that spiritual energy again. I think that's how it works, really. We heal one another, but sometimes you will see the difference in the way you think, the way you talk, and the way you react to life on a more positive level. And for AA, it's about transmitting that positivity through spirituality that gives others hope. So, language of the heart, remember that. Listen, and listen to learn. I hope I made a little bit of sense, and I hope you have a lovely day. Take care, my friends. Bye.